Hi, and thank you for watching Jason Adam TV on YouTube. If you haven't, please click subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Okay, for the last couple of days, I've been talking about unique things about living in Taiwan. And so today I'm going to do the last 5 things that are unique about living in Taiwan. Number 11, the best street food in Asia. Taiwan is a food paradise. Even the smallest stall in the street, which just has plastic stools as chairs, may serve you the most delicious meal. When you ask to have it taken away, you will get it neatly prepared in a disposable paper box with no questions asked. So one of the best places to sample Taiwan's famous street food is the night market. And there are night markets everywhere in Taiwan. Pretty much every city in Taiwan has a local night market. So you can get good food for very cheap prices at the night market. And also it's an interesting view of Taiwanese culture. You can meet many different people at the night market. Okay, number 12, your new home won't have heating or insulation, for that matter. This is one of the unique things about living in Taiwan, and that is we're in a subtropical climate. So the winters are short, and the temperature, unless you live in the highest mountains, almost never drops below freezing. So most homes don't have heaters. You can purchase a space heater at a local hypermart if you're used to having heat in the winter. So even though it doesn't get below freezing in Taiwan in most places, it is damp. The humidity hovers around 70 to 80% most of the time, at least here in Hsinchu where I live. So that factors into the temperature to make it feel cooler than it actually is. And in Hsinchu, which is called the windy city of Taiwan, is very windy in the wintertime. And that combined with the high humidity can make temperatures feel much cooler than they actually are. So yeah, if you're moving here, especially in the wintertime, I would recommend picking up a dehumidifier. That will immediately make it feel warmer in your room because it will remove the moisture from the air. And for those coldest nights, you might want to purchase an electric blanket or a space heater to warm up your room, because it does occasionally get down to the single digits Celsius in Taiwan. And I don't sleep well if I bundle up in a bunch of clothes. I'm used to not wearing many clothes when I sleep. So I have to have a heater in the wintertime to be comfortable, and a dehumidifier. Some air conditioners, the window air conditioners or the split units have a heating function, but you have to ask about this in advance when you're looking for an apartment or when you're purchasing a new air conditioner. You want to, if you can, get one with a heating function, because in general it's more efficient than using space heaters in the winter. Before I got a dual unit, a unit that provides air conditioning and heating, I spent a lot more on electricity than I do now in the wintertime, because the space heaters are relatively inefficient. Okay, and yeah, it is like heating a barn. So the more efficient the heater, the better off you are, because there is no insulation. Most of the buildings in Taiwan are built to survive earthquakes and typhoons. They're not designed to keep out the heat or keep out the cool in the winter. But you know, when you're in a public building, a lot of times in the winter it won't be heated, so you should wear, you know, a coat indoors if you go to public place in the winter, because it's unlikely to be heated. Okay, the next one. There is a festival dedicated to ghosts, and we are approaching that time, I think. It's about time for Ghost Month, isn't it?
Yep, we are actually in the Ghost Month.
Is it the 8th month of the lunar calendar or the 7th month?
7.
Oh, it's the 7th month of the lunar calendar.
Yeah, the 7th month in the lunar calendar is called Ghost Month.
Okay, so Taiwan has the lunar calendar and the solar calendar, and for official purposes they use mostly the solar calendar, but they also have the older lunar calendar for certain holidays like Chinese New Year, and also for Ghost Month. So Ghost Month is the 7th month of the lunar calendar, and Taiwanese people, I've found, it depends on whether you're dealing with an older person or a younger person, but in general, Taiwanese people are much more superstitious than Americans. So it is fairly normal here to believe in ghosts, and also to, the author says be afraid of them, but I would say have a healthy fear of them. In the 7th month of Taiwan's lunar calendar, the Hungry Ghost Festival is celebrated. During the festival, it's believed that the gates of hell are opened and all the hungry ghosts are released to the world in search of food, money, entertainment, and whatnot. The whole month, referred to as Ghost Month, it comes with various precautions and prohibitions. Taiwanese try to avoid traveling, starting a new business, having a wedding, or in general making large purchases during this month, like houses. They try to avoid those things. There are also some weirder superstitions, like if someone behind you calls your name, don't look over your shoulder. Don't go swimming outdoors at night, or the ghost will drag you down into the water. So those are some of the superstitions surrounding Ghost Month. And during this month, on Taiwanese streets, you'll see a lot of people burning paper money to appease, you know, the ghosts. It's believed that the paper money will serve the ghosts and make them happy in the afterlife. Also, you'll see tables set up outside buildings with offerings like fruit and foods, and maybe incense. This is also to appease the hungry ghosts during Ghost Month. It's not good if you have allergies and you're riding your scooter down the road and the puff of smoke hits you in the face from the burning paper money on the side of the street, because lots of people do this during Ghost Month. It's one of the ways I figured out something was going on. When I came here, I didn't know anything about Taiwanese culture. But I noticed people burning paper money on the sides of the road, lots of people. And so I asked Jason about it, and he told me the basics about Ghost Month.
Yeah, there are some superstitions too, like don't point your finger at the moon, don't shake your legs.
Okay, some of the other superstitions are don't shake your leg, don't point at the moon. So the superstitions used to drive me crazy, but I've gotten to where I just nod my head and move on. I don't believe in the superstitions, but I don't engage in an argument with people that believe in the superstitions. Okay, the next to last item is toilet paper does not get flushed down the toilet. I think I've talked about this before. So in the older buildings in Taiwan, the plumbing is subpar, and if you flush toilet paper down the toilet in some older buildings, it will stop up the works, and you'll have sewage backing up into your apartment or your condo.
I think something that you can stand the most that's the Taiwanese toilet you have to squat on.
I was going to mention that next, yes. So yeah, in a lot of older buildings, you'll see signs saying "Do not flush your toilet paper." Don't even think about flushing sanitary napkins, or you will be in a world of hurt, because the plumbing in the older buildings just cannot handle that kind of stuff. So it is kind of disgusting, but I live in a building where you can flush toilet paper. And most of the modern buildings, I think, are built to where you can flush toilet paper. So it's becoming a thing of the past now. But you'll still see the signs in some older public buildings or older apartments saying "Do not flush toilet paper." And there will be a little plastic garbage can next to the toilet for you to drop your tissue into. So you probably had better heed that unless you want the toilet to overflow on you. And also a lot of public toilets are Japanese style, squat toilets. Well, I say Japanese style, but they're common throughout several different countries in Southeast Asia. They are basically toilets that are level with the floor. And so Americans might ask, Americans who are not initiated might ask, well, how do you use it if it's level with the floor? So basically it's a porcelain bowl that is mounted flush with the floor, and you squat. So you get down on your haunches, and well, before you do that, of course, you slide your pants down in your underwear, you squat down, and you do your business. There are some downsides to this, and that is people also use the toilets in the men's restroom to urinate in, and they don't always hit the mark. So when you're in a public restroom, if the cleanliness is suspect, you will be hit by the acrid scent of many people's urine stuck to the floor as you do your business. Another thing about these squat toilets that I don't like is the fact that, you know, your bottom does not form a seal with the seat like in an American style toilet. So it actually amplifies whatever sounds you're making as you're doing your business. It makes them even louder. So I think, you know, Taiwanese people have become inured to this, but for someone who's shy about other people hearing their sounds that they make as they're doing their business, squat toilet isn't for you. It will definitely amplify those sounds. And another thing you have to watch out about is the squat toilet is elongated. So if you're using your phone, be careful. If you drop it, it most likely will end up in the squat toilet. So for some reason, a lot of the hypermarts still have these. They only have American-style toilets for the handicapped people. And I have been known to sneak into the handicap stall to use the American-style toilet there in a place that doesn't have that only has squat toilets for people who don't have disabilities. So yeah, that's interesting. And even trains have these squat toilets, and it's even more interesting to try to do your business on a squat toilet in a moving train. I'm not going to elaborate on that. Okay, finally, everyone is so friendly. Now, I've noticed this is true in most cases. Taiwanese people are the friendliest people, and they are welcoming, and they offer help when they see that you're lost or struggling with a map. Sometimes they will even personally guide you to where you want to go. So the Taiwanese people in general are extremely friendly. I doubt you could find American people in cities of the same size who would stop what they were doing to help you find your way when you're lost. I might be wrong because I haven't lived in many American cities. But yeah, most Taiwanese people are extremely friendly.
So instead of guiding you directions in America, they throw a can of cola at you while they were driving by.
I've never had that happen before.
It happened. I mean, it happened.
Someone threw a can of cola at you?
Yeah, when we were on campus, when we were at school, Tennessee University, right?
University of Tennessee?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Did I mention about that before?
You might have, and I might have forgotten it.
There were some dumb young people. They
Probably drunk.
maybe they were like from fraternity,
Yeah.
you know, Sigma or something. But
I don't know. There are many different fraternities.
Magma Sigma is a scientist.
Some Greek symbols.
I saw them drunk in the top of roof
Yeah.
and yelling at the people who just passed by, you know. All right, there you go.
That's a problem with a lot of frats. They have drinking parties and they get rowdy. But one thing to watch out for, though, is when you're driving. The Taiwanese people are friendly until they get behind the wheel of a car, and then it's like all bets are off. And not every Taiwanese person is this way, but Taiwanese people in general drive very aggressively. And so be careful when you are driving or riding a scooter. I've known several foreigners who got injured in their first month in Taiwan because they expected the traffic rules to be followed like back home, and it didn't happen. So yeah, be careful in traffic. There is another ugly secret that I'll mention. I think it's changing now. But in Taiwan, if you are in an accident, be very careful. Some people might try to kill you to avoid paying accident benefits. This is especially a danger with truck drivers in Taiwan. Because the way the law is set up in Taiwan, this is totally crazy. If someone kills you in a traffic accident, they are likely to pay less money than if they injure you for life. So if a driver sees that they've seriously injured you, there's a slight chance that they might try to run over you again so that they don't have to pay a lifetime of benefits to you. And yeah, this is totally bonkers. It's crazy, but it's happened before. So be extremely careful in traffic here. But generally speaking, Taiwanese people are very friendly. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.